Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, April 15, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. Today, Prime Minister Edi Rama and the Socialist Movement for Integration Chairman Edi Meta met with the respective parliamentary groups, the Minister of Integration and General Secretary of the Prime Minister's Office. During the two-hour meeting, the Allies decided to keep for help from the European Popular Parties and the EU Commissioner Johannes Hahn, representing that they present the dialogue in opposition in order to create a climate of trust. The SMI chairman said, seeing that the opposition is in a situation of distrust, we have decided to officially request the European Popular Parties, where the Democratic Party is a member, to assist in this dialogue as soon as possible, so that the stalemate ends and the country goes towards free elections. The Allies also discussed the election of the new president, deciding that the majority will not propose any name without first consulting the opposition, so that the new president can be chosen with consensus. He added, "We have decided to continue with constitutional procedures to elect the new president, but without presenting any name, as we first discuss it with the opposition." Speaking after the meeting, the chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration did not respond whether the coalition with the Socialist Party will be renewed for another 4 years, declaring that the current concern is to normalise the political situation. The DP chairman has responded to the ruling coalition's decision to ask for help from the European Popular Parties. Only a few minutes after the Allies finished their meeting, the DP chairman spoke at the protesters' tent, insisting on the establishment of a provisional government. Responding to the SMI chairman's statement that the opposition is in a situation of distrust, the DP chairman had this to say. Since the Socialist Party and the Socialist Movement for Integration claim to have solved their issues and come up with a platform by asking the European Popular Parties to help with the negotiations, I want to tell them that Albania can't have elections without a provisional government. You should first truly resolve the issues within your socialists. The European Popular Parties do not solve issues the way your family might. The road to dialogue is open, but dialogue with those who are afraid to resign and to pave the way for free and fair elections is useless. Basha is not in a situation of distrust. You are in a situation of distrust. I have clear ideas. This government should be removed, starting with the Prime Minister and his ministers. You should sit with and discuss a provisional government with a wide political support. There is no other way, he emphasised. The DP chairman also spoke of the education system, declaring that if elected, the Democratic Party will create the best education system in the Balkans in their first term. He added that fighting corruption will ensure money is available for such an education system. In a statement issued to the media after speaking at the protesters' tent, the Democratic chairman stated that the majority leaders showed that they are unaware of the country's situation or the reasons behind it. They do not care that we are in a crisis because of the criminals Edi Rama purposely included in his government and continues to keep there in the support of Edi Meta. We are in this situation because of deliberate failure of electoral reform, because Edi Rama destroyed consensus reached on July 22nd and voted on the injustice laws unilaterally in order to put justice under his control, wrote the DP chairman, reiterating that the only solution to the crisis is the establishment of a provisional government. He then added any effort to avoid the solution of a provisional government is a waste of the Albanian people's time. The chairman of the LIBRA party, Ben Blushi, asked the political parties to start a dialogue as soon as possible, as according to him, the holding of elections is at risk. Mr. Blushi said time for dialogue is expiring, seriously violating the integrity and legitimacy of upcoming parliamentary elections. If you ask why the election process is being violated, it's because of the old party's conflicts, which are taking the right to vote from the Albanian people. The judicial reforms are being hampered by corruption and fear of justice, and this is affecting the elections at the same time. The LIBRA party is still determined to participate in the June 18 elections, and so far around 200 people have shown interest in representing them. They meet the party's criteria as they do not have problems with the law and they do not have any connection with the oligarchy. Mr. Blushi said that he will enter elections to show that the only way power can be changed is by votes. He added that LIBRA's list of candidates for members of parliament will be finalised by the coming week. Leaders of both the Orthodox and Catholic Church have conveyed their messages of peace and tranquility for this Easter holiday. Archbishop Janullatos also gave a political message and invited the parties to find a solution through dialogue. Meanwhile, Archbishop Janullatos conveyed the annual message of the occasion of Orthodox Easter. Happy Easter, brothers and sisters. The resurrection of Jesus Christ is a sign of triumph over injustice, violence, sin, and death, and fills our hearts with joy again. In this celebration, we do not simply reflect on unique historical events, but we are invited to go towards the renewal of our spiritual life. Let's celebrate the Easter by renewing our personal relation with Christ. Let us live each day with joy, which does not ignore the harsh reality of life, but transcends and transforms with Christ's grace and power. Let our joy be renewed. Christ has risen. Happy Easter, said the Archbishop. A few days ago, the US Embassy issued a message to citizens to be careful during the Easter period because of any possible terrorist attack outside churches. As a result of this warning, additional security measures have been taken to protect churches. Preparations for Orthodox Easter Day have also been made in different cities around the country. The head of the Albanian Bishops' Conference, Archbishop Massafra, addressed Orthodox believers from Shkodra and made a special plea to all countries experiencing wars, persecution, and environmental destruction, warning that we cannot be indifferent to such things. Commenting on the measures taken in fear of terrorist attacks, he declared that those who have the responsibility to take measures must do so as Mass will be held. In Berat, Orthodox believers celebrated Good Friday, the day that Christ was crucified, by lighting candles and praying for more kindness. In Vlora, Orthodox believers made the traditional parade through the city streets, while in Korcha, hundreds of Orthodox believers gathered at the cathedral to attend the Mass that was accompanied by prayers for peace and kindness. All Orthodox believers have begun preparing for Easter Day celebrations. Today, they bless their food in the churches in order to consume it tomorrow morning, Easter Sunday. Civil society representatives have raised concern about a resort that will be built in Divjak. In a press conference, civil society's representatives expressed concern regarding the construction of the resort as, according to them, it will destroy the national park. The same concern was also raised by the Association of Environmentalists. A representative stated the project occupies 10% of the park's territory and its infrastructure. The roads and electrical network will have a negative effect on the park. The project will also occupy 12 kilometres of coastline. The project is destructive, illegal, and it should be stopped. Another representative added that the Ministry of Environment has not replied to them even though they have asked for more information about the project, saying, the government boasts about the National Park of Divjaka, saying it is both a peaceful area and the most beautiful area. Whenever we talk about successes, we mention Divjaka. However, with the current proposal for urbanisation, it will be destroyed completely. Divjaka National Park is one of the most popular protected areas with national and international importance and the most preserved natural territory in Albania. As such, the park is protected not only by Albanian legislation but also by some international conventions such as the Ramsar Convention, Bern and ESPOO. The Divjaka area is also part of the Integral Emerald Network, an important area for birds, the epicenter of biological diversity and part of protected areas in Albania. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Alexandra, and on behalf of Aura News, happy Easter, thank you and good night.